seen this matchup played out because I'm not a Kano player, and there's not that many Kano and that many Oldhim players yet. Ooh, looks like we're rocking the Sledge of Anvilheim. All right. We have a Heart of Ice and the full Null Rune suite here. So we have AB4 from Vincent with the Sledge. Looks like there is some type of fatigue strategy going on here, and one of them, oh my goodness. Turn 1 Nourishing Emptiness here. I mean, unless he has a Sink Below and an Earth card, this is getting in here. Well, that is one way to start the turn. Looks like he's going to pitch. Oh my goodness gracious. That is the Pulse of Eisenloft. Defense reaction, I believe. And yeah, just Oldhim things. Not many characters can deal with a turn 1 Nourishing Emptiness against a Kano. So this is a block of 6 against 6. Yeah, not many heroes can block cleanly, especially considering most of them have no armor here. So that is a very lucky draw from Kelvin and a arguably more lucky draw from Vincent to have the 6 block defense reaction in hand. However, this turn is not over yet. Kelvin still has 2 cards left. I'm wondering what they are waiting for here. Kelvin throwing down the Pulse of Eisenloft like, ugh, really? Looks like he still has 2 cards in hand, so he could just pitch, see if he can get a 1-cost thing off the top. But looks like that's not going to happen, and he's just going to Arsenal and draw 3 cards. And pass the turn. Over on Vincent's side here. Now, this is one of the few turns, I think, where he may consider actually throwing out an attack action card. The other turns, he is likely to just block as much as he can with AB. And then swing with the Sledge of Anvilheim. It's going to start off with a Heart of Ice activation. This is one of the most annoying cards for a wizard. Basically forcing the wizard player to act or be taxed the whole turn here. And since Vincent is very likely to dump his whole hand here, I like the activation here. Heart of Ice reads that for 1 energy, cards and activated abilities cost opposing heroes an additional energy this turn. Kelvin's going to block here, which is going to create some Frostbite tokens, I believe. But I don't think Kelvin's doing much this turn anyways, so... The strategy for Kelvin is going to be quite different than normal. Normally, you're playing against heroes with AB3. The approach when your opponent has AB4 has to change quite a bit. Looks like an Aether Flare coming in, or sorry, Aether Flare being pitched, a Voltic Bolt coming over. Right, the Endless Winter was not fused, so there were no Frostbite tokens. That makes sense. I think the activation of Crucible might incur 1 energy penalty here. So I don't know how he has enough energy to activate everything. But maybe they know something I don't. So looks like the Voltic Bolt is going to get in for 3 damage there. Vincent deciding to use AB to activate 3 of his null runes instead of 4. He's going to pitch and play a Channel Lake Frigid. Kelvin's going to decide here what to do. Looks like he's going to let it happen. This is okay. Vince is going to swing the sludge for 6. This is a card that is very rarely seen. However, I would say it sees play in this exact particular situation where you run AB4 and you don't mind paying 4 for 6 damage here. Calva's going to block out with a snapback and lesson from lava here. 2 cards that are pretty important for him, but as you can see, Kelvin has been valuing his life total quite a bit here because he knows that the path to victory here is going to involve 2 Forked Lightning combos here. Maybe even a Blazing Aether if he runs that in his deck, which I'm not sure if he does. But if he does, that's another thing that he's going to have to consider. Aether Flare from the arsenal. Getting pumped up, or not pumped up. Okay, with 1 floating here, it should be pretty crystal clear that there is a snapback coming or a card going into arsenal here. It's a little suspicious why he didn't activate Crucible here. I guess it's because of the Channel Lake Frigid, right? Of course. Looks like he's going to pitch to block or to negate the Aether Flare. Kelvin's just going to put a card into arsenal. I'm guessing that is a combo piece because he played the Aether Flare from the arsenal for basically no value. Each time the Kano player casts a spell at somebody with Arcane Barrier, those cards are going into the graveyard for Kano, but as you can see, there are literally 2 cards in Vincent's graveyard. I guess the Channel Lake Frigid is likely to join those 2 cards this turn. But, I mean, Oldhim could win this match through fatigue here. One thing of note here is I do see a timer ticking down here. So maybe there is a clock for the top 8 here in Blitz. That would be slightly surprising, but you never know. Looks like we have an attack here for 7 here coming in after the Heart of Ice activation. And unfortunately, he only pitched 1 Earth card, or sorry, 1 Ice card, so that Channel Lake Frigid is going away at the end of the turn. Looks like he's blocking for 6. He's taking 1 here. First point of damage that Vincent has done. Although I don't think Vincent is in a rush to... Well, I mean, there is some urgency for Vincent here because I mean, he could win the game by just running Kelvin out of spells here. That's an option. But I mean, he's basically going to take 2 Fork Lightning combos to the face. And yeah, it's all right. So we have a Aether Spindle coming in, and I believe Vincent blocked for 4, meaning Kelvin's going to get to opt 1 here. Looks like he's going to leave that on the bottom. Okay, putting it to the bottom. And drawing back up here. Now, I'm guessing that Kelvin already has the combo by now, but I think he's waiting for a little bit of an opening. And this Heart of Ice is not going to give it to him. Wow. A Heart of Ice activation into a Sunkiss activation, or a Sunkiss play. Kelvin thinking about whether to respond to the Sunkissed on the stack. I think you just got to let this go. Let him draw and play on your own turn here. Looks like he's going to let it resolve. So Vince is going to go back up to 19 here and draw 4 more cards. And this game is still anybody's game here. I mean, we've seen a lot of cards expended from Kelvin's deck, but he still has been able to hold on to the key pieces, which is Stir the Aether Winds plus Fork Lightning. Looks like Voltic Bolt coming in here. I believe that is a... I'm not sure if that's a Blazing Aether. I'm not... that's definitely a Chain Lightning, though. Looks like Vincent's going to do what you typically do as Oldhim. And he's going to block with 4 Arcane Barrier. He leaks 2 damage in, but, I mean, that's the second red Voltic Bolt that he's seen. And he's still sitting at 17, so he's doing totally fine here. A deja vu moment here. Another Heart of Ice activation into a Sunkiss. And, I mean, if you thought that physical damage against Oldhim was was a tough matchup, I mean, this looks equally as tough. However, if there's anybody that can navigate this situation, it's going to be Kelvin Law here. No doubt he's been in this situation and played against Oldhim before. Even though this is all pretty new to me, I'm sure he's been in this situation several dozen times at this point. It looks like he has to let it resolve. Crucible into another Voltic Bolt. This is the 3rd Voltic Bolt, so I guess he runs different colors of it. Blocking with Tear Sunder and Sink Below here. Gonna take 1 here. Interesting that Kelvin runs yellow Voltic Bolt. Vincent pitching for the Heart of Ice. Asking whether or not Kelvin wants to respond to this. I don't think Kelvin has even looked at his cards yet. Looks like he's looking at his cards now. Looks like he lets that go. He's going to pitch and play Sledge with 1 floating here. And the combination of blue cards plus the Heart of Ice, this is just so difficult to deal with. Before Heart of Ice existed, whenever Bravo tried to do this to Kano, he was very vulnerable because when he pitched 2 blues and swung the Sledge, he had 2 floating. But that Heart of Ice basically is protecting Vincent in ways Bravo can only dream of. And so we're really seeing the power of Heart of Ice and Sledge of Anvilheim here. Terra Sunder being pitched, Heart of Ice activation again. Certainly an uncomfortable position as a wizard, having to decide whether to act first, or deciding whether to act or not. This probably gives Kano players deja vu to getting intimidated by Reinhardt. When the first Intimidate goes off, the Kano player basically has to decide whether he's going for it or not. Same with this Heart of Ice activation. Once it's been activated and put on the stack, the Kano player basically has to decide whether or not to go for it at that moment. Looks like he has decided to play Blaze. That's Blazing Aether, right? But that's for one. Looks like. I mean, okay. There's one of the Fork Lightnings being pitched to the bottom here. As you can see, Kelvin has not taken much damage this game, but I mean, Vincent has gained so much life this game. Like multiple Sun Kisses here, multiple sigils here. Kelvin's going to put an energy potion into play, and he's just going to pass the turn back here. An energy potion is important here. But Vincent's going to have a pretty big turn here. An Endless Winter fused here. Oh, man. Any cards that Kelvin puts to block here is going to make a Frostbite token for each card that he defends with. In addition, activating abilities on the next turn is going to cost him 1. So he could opt to not block this. Like I said before, Endless Winter is kind of one of those things you either full block it or you don't. When it's fused, I mean. Extremely, extremely difficult spot for Kelvin here. If he has combo pieces in his hand, he would really, really not want to block with those. Looks like he's going to activate Crucible, maybe to send a card to the bottom of the deck. Looks like he's going to block for 6 here, which is going to give him 2 Frostbite tokens. Skullcap plus Tunic as well to prevent the on-hit effect. So the Endless Winter does not have the on-hit effect because it was blocked out for 8. Looks like we're rewinding a bit. The Tunic activation needs to be before the block. I mean, blocking cards and equipment are declared at the same time, so... Okay, looks like he decided not to block here. I guess the text says defending cards includes equipment. Equipment is technically a defending card. So Kelvin decides not to block with his equipment because that would have given him even more Frostbite tokens. Looks like he has combo pieces in his hand because he did not want to block with them, and he is not pitching them. Looks like... Oh, geez. Okay, so Heart of Ice into Command and Conquer here. So Kelvin is likely to play out his arsenal here, or at least try to combo here. But Heart of Ice is just going to tax every single thing that Kelvin does here. And that is just... I don't know what Kano can do against this. I mean, activating the Storm Striders costs 2 mana. Activating the Energy Potion actually might cost energy as well, if I'm reading that correctly. Activated abilities. Activating a Energy Potion is an activated ability. So activating the Energy Potion is going to cost energy here. Kelvin looks very distraught here. And Vincent looks cool as a cucumber here, knowing that with Heart of Ice in play, it is nearly impossible to do anything here. Activating the Energy Potion costs an energy. Activating the Storm Striders costs 2 energy. Even taking Tunic mana here costs energy. Activating Metacarpus Node may not... Metacarpus Node, I believe, is just when you play an ability that does damage, so that's fine. But Crucible, any card from hand, I mean, you're just getting taxed for like 6 if you try to do anything here. And this Command and Conquer is threatening a combo piece, and he likely has combo pieces in his hand here. What a tough, tough position here. Oh my goodness, is that a double Stir the Aether Wind block? Okay, well, with a pummel on the top of that, that is backbreaking. He loses his Fork Lightning. He lost 2 of his stirs. Vincent still at 21. Being forced to discard Eye of Ophidia here. He puts another Energy Potion into play. But with 2 of the Stir of the Aether Winds gone and 1 of his Fork Lightnings gone, I do not see any way for Kelvin to win this game. AB4 with Heart of Ice is just complete lockdown here. The only thing that may come into play here is the clock. It is currently... I'm not sure if the grand finals are timed, but if they are, there's 7 minutes left in the round. This is a Glacial Footsteps blue getting fused here. So this is 8 with Dominate here. Kelvin's already expended all of his armor here, so he's going to block with 1 card here. Take 5, go down to 3. And this is just this is a masterclass by Vincent here. Last game and this game showing you exactly how to deal with physical damage attackers and how to deal with magic damage effortlessly. More blind Kanos off the top here. It looks like he's got a Gaze, an Aether Flare, and another Gaze. He's going to pop the Energy Potion. This is the one turn where Vincent did not activate Heart of Ice. Aether Flare coming in here. Looks like he's going to pitch and block it. Gaze the Aegis is going to opt to, and he's going to be able to return the Gaze the Aegis to his hand. I mean, if he has 2 Blazing Aethers, which I doubt it, he has exactly 1 Fork Lightning and 1 Blazing Aether to win the game here. Gonna pitch Gaze. Gonna play Snapback off the top. Gonna play Gaze again. Look like he's gonna opt them to the top, and the Gaze will go back to his hand. Pitch. Scalding Rain here. Using the Energy Potion here, which technically should be in the graveyard, but I guess it's fine. Scalding Rain in here. It's going to block it. Take a couple damage here. I believe 3. The timer is running low here. 3 minutes remaining. Although this is the grand final, so I'm not exactly sure what that timer's for. Maybe it's just to remind the players to play briskly. Snapback being played here. Yep, they're moving the Energy Potion to the graveyard. Good catch there. Kelvin still has to contend with this dominated Glacial Footsteps. Blocking with the Aether Spindle, taking 5 here, dropping down to 3. No cards in hand. Sending the cards to the bottom there, drawing back up. He saw a little bit of a window and he took it. He got some damage in, but it's just another turn for Vincent. Vincent this time not going to put his shields down, going to activate the Heart of Ice. Looks like Kelvin's had enough and concedes the game. So Vincent is the Hong Kong ProQuest winner. Congratulations to Vincent Yoon. Masterful piloting of Oldhim. If you're thinking about how to play Oldhim, well, he just showed you how to play against Kano, and last round he showed you how to play against Dorinthia.